Hey guys, and welcome back to another short video on the Triumph bobber. Today's video we're going to show you how to adjust the seat. Now there is a myth that says that this seat can adjust forwards and backwards as well as up and down. Nobody can tell me how to adjust the seat up and down, although I can see the merit in potentially being able to do that. I will still figure that out, and if I do, I can tell you how to do that. So the real only thing that you can do is adjust the seat forwards and backwards. Really easy and simple process. Now with the 2022 upgrade of the Gold line and obviously other models, Triumph increased the size of the tank by I think 2 or 3 liters of fuel. This is a really small tank. I get about 180 to 200 kilometers of range on this tank before you have to fill up again. So it's a really small tank, but they actually increased the size of the tank, which the result of that, there's a bolt here that you need to loosen to get the seat off. Now on previous year models, that bolt was accessible without having to move the tank, but on 22 and up, we will need to take off the 2 nuts, 12mm nuts on each side of the tank to be able to lift up the tank and gain access to that particular nut over there. I'm not 100% sure what size that is, so the tools you'll need for this: ratchet, short extension, 12mm socket, and this T45 Torx to take off the 2 nuts on the sides of the screw. And I will let you know as soon as I've got this little cover off there what size Torx nut or whatever it's going to take out the nut over there. I'm doing this with you on camera. I haven't done this before, so we need to figure it out step by step. This is what I figured out so far. Right, step 1, carbon fiber towel, I know it's microfiber, to cover the tank so that we don't accidentally scratch the tank. This is a very nice paint job. I'm a lazy bugger. Now we can carefully pick up the tank, which is quite full at the moment, and gain access to that guy. Let me see what size that is. And that is a T40. See how the seat drops when you take out this nut? But there's no ways to actually adjust for that. It drops to the bottom of there, and when you tighten the screw, it just lifts it up again. Now you do want your seat to be really tight, because you don't want your seat to move around while you are driving down a country road. There is a washer in there. Be careful to not lose the washer. Okay, now I need to clear my tools table, which is really not a tools table. It's the seat. And this is the seat assembly. So what you have looks like 14mm. I'm going to measure that just now, and then you can move the seat forwards and backwards. I also cannot find on the internet a formula for adjusting this. In other words, if you are 6 foot, like I'm nearly 6 foot, where should you be putting the seat? And if you're 10 foot or 12 foot or 6'3", no idea. All right, that is a 17mm socket. Now, obviously this guy, you don't have to take off all the way. You just need to loosen. And what I'm going to do is the first shot. So I'm going to go about halfway and then go for a ride and figure it out. My problem, the reason for adjusting the seat, is when I do long distances, I get pins and needles in my legs. And that's obviously got to do with seating position. So I'm just going to play around with this a little bit. But that is how simple it is. The reassembly process is the reverse of disassembly. Okay, I'm going to start with, these two are exactly the same, just checking so that you know. If you know how to adjust this seat up and down, please comment, let me know. I'll make a new video. Torx from the top over here. It's actually quite a bit easier to locate than what these two were. I'm going to tighten down this guy first before I do the sides. good and tight, as the Germans would say. I have to say that looks a lot farther back than what I thought it was going to be. Don't forget to put this guy back. And then of course the two nuts that's going to keep the tank in place. Don't ever start these nuts with a power tool, because if you cross thread it will be disastrous. That's it, top job. Couple of minutes, one person, seat adjusted, really simple to do. More difficult on the 22 and on, because you have to take the tank off to be able to get to that nut over there, but still a very simple task. Thank you so much for watching. Always remember that life is too short to drive boring bikes.